Mic lock. Finish 0 0 0 0 speech off.
Okay, I'm back. Hang on, what's...
Come back.
Oh,
YouTube. Duolingo.
Okay, I'm back.
Duolingo. F-L-E-S-S. Continue. Button. Continue. Course tab. Learning German. Button.
I'm
Shop. Leave. Pro. Stop. Learn. Start plus 10 XP. Button.
going through level 0 of questions.
Spend 20 gems to try this challenge.
No.
Maybe later. But maybe later.
Don't want that.
Ich heiße Heidi Klum.
Hang on, let me lower the speech rate
Speaking rate.
for you
60,
people who
50, 40, 40,
need to understand better.
Japanese, English, Chinese, German, pet words,
Hang on.
Braille output, 6. Braille input, 6 unlimited.
Okay, I've got it in the German Braille code now.
Translate, speak text aloud.
Ich heiße Heidi Klum. Punkt.
Always, Klum.
Okay.
Name, height is, me, Munich, my, new, check, new, student, my, but my. All club name, Heidi, name, all club height is, all club Heidi, button, all club me, Klum, but Klum, awesome, all.
Freut mich.
Translate this.
Freut mich.
Freut mich.
Freut
You kidding?
Punkt.
Klum, yes, Musil, nice, Angela, meet, you, too, check, to eat,
Mich. Freut mich.
Oh, freut mich.
Freut
Freut
mich.
mich. I think it means nice to meet you. Freut mich.
Freut mich.
Mich.
Freut.
Freut mich. Let me just
Freut mich. Punkt.
check it.
fruit, button, Mitch, nice to meet you.
Aha.
I am pleased to meet you. Klum, but you,
Okay.
and nice.
Nice.
But not, yeah, mute and meet you, too. Mute and meet.
Meet.
But, yeah, muse and you. You.
Actually, you know what I thought about doing? I've never tried this before. I was thinking of going through all of the sections, unlocking level 1 in all of the sections of Unit 2, then doing the checkpoint to Unit 2, sorry, and then going back and doing all of the rest of the stuff, but anyway, I'll consider that soon.
You. Button.
I'll consider that
Woher
soon.
kommen Sie, Herr Musil?
Oh, you're kidding me, it's a new word.
Translate, speak.
Woher
Where kommen
Sie,
Sie,
Herr Musil?
Musil?
Fragezeichen.
Woher kommen Sie? Ah,
Sie.
kommen Sie.
Sie.
Speak.
Woher kommen Sie, Herr Musil?
Mr.
So I think it's where you from
Mr. But Mr. Call Musil.
Musil.
Nicely done. Not
Wie
new
heißen Sie?
word. Translate. Speak.
Wie heißen? Wie
Wie heißen Sie?
Sie?
Ah, heißen. I think it's what is your name?
Wie heißt Sie?
Rob X. What name? What? But Rob X. Net is not is. Rob X. Net nine are your. Rob X. Net not name. Name. X.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Here. Speak tech.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Speak.
Sie.
What?
Speak tech.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Speak tech.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Okay.
Wie und lieb und Sie, wie Sie, Sie, wie lieb, wie heißen, heißen, Ascha, Sie, Sie, wie Sie, liebe Schüler, Taste.
Excellent. Meaning. And you. What is your name?
Ah,
Guten Tag.
Translate this
Wie
sentence.
heißen Sie?
Speak.
Tag, wie, heißen, wie,
Oh, what? Because you got was is W-A-S is for what, and V is W-I-E. Oh, there's the different conjunctive forms of was. Oh, that's how the German word is, with different forms of the word what in German. These forms are based on what conjunctives there are, like what is it like in New York would be like V is est or ist es, and then what is it is like was. Yeah.
wie, heißen, wie, Komma, heißen, heißen,
Heißen.
sie, Frage,
Name. Button. Are called. Call. What? Called. What? Called.
Okay.
Speak.
guten Tag, Komma, wie, heißt sie,
Neck. But are called. What?
So it's
is.
good.
Wait after your neck. Good. Over. Good. But good. What it is. Wait after your afternoon. What it is. What? What it. Wait is. Name. Your name. Name.
Okay.
What do you hear?
Fucking itching somewhere. Ah. Knee.
But so excellent.
Ich heiße
Translate
Angela
this
Merkel.
sentence. Speak.
ich, heiße, Angela, Merkel,
Ah, Angela Merkel. Angela
Merkel.
Merkel is the current German. I hope she's the current German Chancellor, if I'm not wrong. And so, yeah, they're using her name here.
Speak.
Ich, heiße, Angela, heißt, Punkt.
Delicious. Oh, my Angela. My. But name. But name. Oh, is. But old. Small. Well, Angela. But
Angela is how they say it in German.
Angela.
Angela for English is Angela for
Small,
German.
well, Merkel.
And
Button. Merkel.
our word for Merkel is Merkel. Merkel in German. Merkel.
No.
Merkel.
Evi,
What do you hear? Speak tech.
Evi,
Yui. Ebi. Yui. Efi. Come. Yui. Selected. Great.
Ich heiße Robert.
Translate this sentence.
ich, heiße, Robert,
Robert.
heiße, Robert,
Robert.
Musil,
Musil.
Punkt, Robert,
Robert. Mute my. But all's father is. Name. Sauce. All's father is. Robert. All Musel. Good.
Entschuldigung,
Translate this
wie
sentence.
heißen Sie?
wie, heißt sie, heißen, sie,
Is. Excuse. After what? Me. Your.
Oops. Hang on.
You. Me. What? Me. Me. Excuse me. That. Up. What? You. What? That is. That. Up. You. Name. Your. There. Up. Name. Excellent. Translate this sentence.
freut, mich, aus,
Nice. Button. Meet the you club too. But meet the meet you club you. Amazing.
Ja,
Translate
freut
this
mich.
sentence.
ja, freut, mich,
Yes, yeah, not too nice, not too. T America, you meet what meet. T America, you amazing.
Woher kommen
Translate this
Sie,
sentence.
Frau Merkel?
woher kommen sie, Frau, Frage, Merkel,
What there? Me, where you, where? where, there, from, button, miss, brother, you, away there, from, away there, miss, how, Merkel, awesome, awesome.
Woher kommen
Translate
Sie,
this
Frau Klum?
sentence.
Woher kommen Sie?
Cheer, where, you are, cheer, egg, from, miss, plum, you, but you, egg, from, cheer, egg, plum, miss, cheers, egg, plum, great.
Ich heiße
Translate
Johann
this
Wolfgang von
sentence.
Goethe.
Speak text,
Ich heiße Johann.
Now, Johann is the German version of Jonathan or John. So Johann.
Ich heiße.
Ich,
Ich.
ich,
speak,
Ich.
speak,
Ich
ich
heiße
heiße Johann Wolfgang,
Wolfgang. Wolfgang.
Wolfgang
Von Goethe.
von
Goethe.
Goethe.
Punkt.
Germany,
Okay.
is, button,
God.
you, like, my,
My
is,
name
is,
is Johann Johann von Goethe.
Correct.
Oh, it
Ich
didn't work.
heiße Johann Wolfgang von Goethe.
Translate. Speak.
Ich heiße Johann Wolfgang von Goethe.
Ich heiße Johann
Johann
Wolfgang
von
von
Goethe.
Goethe.
Von Goethe.
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 Like,
Hang on, just do this again. My name is
German Wolfgang with actor Goethe check
Johann
like German
Wolfgang
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 von
von Goethe.
Germany
Goethe.
But Goethe.
Von Goethe.
Nicely done.
Goethe.
Nicely
Can't even
done.
say it right. I can't say half of these words. Can't say half of them.
90 score. Continue.
God.
Continue. Course tax. Basics. Shot leap. Challenges. Crack
Ooh,
plus dash.
fuck.
Jim. Hop. You. Question. Mark. Question.
Nope.
Question. Deep. Tips. Start plus 10x.
Yep.
Start plus.
Ich
New
spreche
word.
Englisch.
Right. Now the word pleasure.
Translate. Speak text aloud.
Can't say it.
Ich
Ich
spreche
pleasure
Englisch.
English. Oh God, English.
Englisch. Punkt.
English. You never. Ver. Capi. You never. Ver. Speak. You. English.
Ich spreche
New word.
Deutsch.
Speak.
Ich spreche Deutsch. Punkt.
All. Cap 8. Capi. Stop. Speak. Speak. Stop. All. German. How do you say German?
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Not. New
Ich spreche
word.
kein Englisch.
Speak.
Ich spreche kein Englisch.
Speak. Capi. Button. Do. Speak. English. Check. Site. Don't. Speak. Capi. Speak.
Oh.
Capi. Don't. Do. Site. Speak. 18. English.
Kein.
Kein.
Punkt.
Sprech. Button. Team. English. Do not speak. speak English. Cap I don't. Nice.
Frau
New
Jones,
word.
sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Translate. Speak.
Frau Jones,
Oh, Frau Jones
Komma, Jones. Sprechen
sprechen
Sie
Sie
Deutsch.
Deutsch. Oh,
Sie
sprechen.
sprechen.
Sprechen. Wonder why they've got EN at some of these
Sie
words.
Frage.
Oh,
German. Ms. German. Jones. Speak. Supermarket. Speak. German.
okay, we're going to the discussion part.
Discuss.
And then I'm going to go and take my nightly
Loading.
hormones,
Ellipsis.
which
Close. Button.
there are a few reasons for people to take them. Mine are just my body is not very well, and in order to not get sick, suffer pain, get really unwell at different times, any day of the week, I got to take them.
Speak
So-
text. Frau Jones. Ms.
Let me have a look.
20. Merton. Names shouldn't be judged as right or wrong. 14. David. In English, Ms. Jones can be at the beginning or end. 6.
白い星
Robert.
星
Same is true in Shadow Moth. So simple. Pam. Exactly. PC. Can I use Frau as Mrs. or only as Berthood? Yes. Use it for both. Lil. That saddens me to hear. Lil. Does anyone else hear how instead of Frau? Lisa.
Nope.
Why am I marked wrong yet my answer is right? What? Shubhi. It was really simple. 0. Lil. Does anyone else hear how? Luke. R in German is pronounced as a uvular fricative which can sound a little bit like H sometimes. 1. Lil. Thank you. Duo pronounced Jones in English way but in German J equals Y so it should be Jones. Right. Then how English J in a German sentence? John. My name is John. No matter where I go. If someone says Jon then they're not saying the name properly. Same with Jones in this exercise. 0. Mirror. Should the name be misspelled? Zeria Warfield. I'm going to end up deleting Duolingo because I haven't clicked a button or anything and it says that I'm wrong and I have 2 hearts left. Get it together. -1. Zeria Warfield. I'm going Armin Elmack. My writing is not God yet. -2. Mary. How to say can you speak German? Ella Taylor. I really was confused about that. Erden. Quite true. Eugen. Yeah true it can be Mrs. Jones right and you is the short word you. Pujaner. Cake. Vertical scroll bar.
no, that was a
Close.
horrible discussion.
Report. Continue.
And some
Button.
people are acting like kids. Oh, I'm going to have to delete Duolingo because blah, blah, blah. Well, instead of deleting, do some practice and get some hearts added. If you don't like it, then don't whinge. Just, shut up, maybe. It's like, maybe it's a game and you're learning languages, like, it's not as serious. It's accredited, but it's not so serious that if you get it wrong, you have to delete the rest of your whole life over it. Like, okay,
Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Englisch?
like, alright, you're learning a language, but don't take it that seriously that Duolingo has to kill you if you don't do it right. And, okay, so to let people know on this video, actually, I'll quickly finish this lesson and I'll show you something. Just hang on.
Speak. Tap what you hit. Speak.
Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Englisch?
Frau Englisch, Entschuldigung, sprechen, Speise, Frau Sie, Tast Sie, Frau Englisch, Englisch,
Tap the matching mark.
Kellner,
Waiter.
mein,
Wait.
Kellner,
Kellner.
Waiter. My.
mein, Tast, mein,
My. Yeah.
Englisch,
English. Yeah.
Junge,
Boy.
Junge.
Yeah.
ja,
Yeah. Translate
Nein,
this
ich
sentence.
spreche kein Englisch.
nein, ich, kann,
Pillar. No. English. Kappa. Don't. Pillar. English. Friend. Speak. Pillar. English.
Atsch.
What? Atch. But select correct
Oh,
solution.
fuck.
Ich spreche kein
Translate this
Englisch,
sentence.
aber ich spreche Deutsch.
ich, ich,
Cabi. But. Speak. Don't. Button. Don't. Speak. Don't. Street. Don't. Speak. Speak. English. English. But. Sap. But. Sap. Sauce. Cap. Check. Cabi. Speak. Sap. Speak. Sap. Germ.
Sprach.
What do you spra? But amazing. Select translate
Entschuldigung,
this sentence.
sprechen Sie Deutsch?
You teach, speak, excuse, check, me, you teach, speak, expect, do, but do, you teach, you teach, speak, German, great job.
Oh, ich
Translate
spreche
this
kein Deutsch.
sentence.
oh, ich, spreche, kein Deutsch, auch,
But get the cat speak. Check get the kappa speak kappa. But get pop cake don't. But get pop cake speak. But get pop cake German. Nicely
Ich spreche
translate
kein
this
Deutsch,
sentence.
aber ich spreche Englisch.
Speak text aloud.
Ich spreche kein Deutsch, aber ich spreche Englisch.
spreche kein ich,
Speak kappa. Speak dot. But the pop don't speak. Dot but German. Dot speak but. Dot that what cat English kappa. Dot speak. There what English. My
Herr Schiller,
translate this
sprechen Sie
sentence.
Englisch?
Herr Schiller, spricht Englisch,
No, Mr. You speak, but Schiller, no, you speak, but English. Excellent.
Ich spreche
Translate
Deutsch
this
und Sie
sentence.
sprechen Englisch, Herr Jones.
ich spreche Deutsch
And I speak German.
und
And I speak German.
Deutsch,
Okay, I'm gonna have to do this in.
Speak,
ich, Deutsch,
Okay, go on, let me do that.
German.
I
Rabbi. Speak.
Speak.
But German.
ich, Deutsch und
And
Sie, Englisch,
And you
Sie,
speak.
Englisch, sprechen,
and you speak
English.
English. Okay, hang on. And
Speak Mr. You.
I've figured out that if you just try and remember the entire sentence, you get it wrong. If you remember a few words at a time, you get it right.
You speak English.
und Sie, Herr Jones,
Mr. Jones. Quit. Hard exercise. Mr. Schiller, do you speak English?
Englisch, Sie an, Herr, Sie, Schiller, sprechen, Sie an, Sie, sprechen,
Sprechen.
Sie, an, Sie,
You speak English.
Englisch,
Good.
Atsch.
What do you Ash button.
Is
Can't
that one?
Ash. Selected.
That one.
Match. Excellent. Excellent.
Okay, so we've finished the lesson, and I need to put this braille display on charge in a sec because it's going to go flat. So
Weather. Unit 1. Basics.
for some people who do these lessons, they get harder and harder and harder and harder. So
Market.
to combat that, instead of absolutely ploughing through the lessons going, I'm going to delete Duolingo and I'm going to give up on life and I'm going to smash the world because I absolutely hate these lessons and I can't stop making mistakes. Well, I'll show you how to fix that.
Shop. Learn. Shall. Practice hub.
There is a section called Practice Hub. Now let's go into it.
Close. Button.
Close? Okay, whatever.
Practice hub. Weekly practice recommendations. Just for you.
So, in here, you're not going to move on to new lessons and new checkpoints. I mean, not new checkpoints, oh my god. And checkpoints to unlock new units is what I meant to say. You are just practicing what you've previously learned. So something's too hard and the world's coming to an end, but wait, before you actually totally give up and delete Duolingo, before you stop learning, come to this hub. So we've clicked on it.
Completed.
So it's completed.
1 day left.
1 day left.
Mistakes review.
Mistakes review.
Review exercises you've recently gotten wrong.
Okay.
Start plus 10 XP. Start
Fucking
plus.
battery low.
Start plus 10 XP.
How much battery power do I have left? I got 13% left. That'll be okay. That will be fine. We have enough time to look at the practice hub before I have to stop for the night, have a break, get my pill out, talk about other things.
Start plus 10 XP.
Probably react to the ABC News, I think. I'm probably going to react to the ABC News.
Stop. Loading. Ellipsis.
So,
Quit.
we're going to deal with some previous mistakes. So, here we go.
You'll review 5 mistakes in this practice set.
Okay.
Continue. Translate this sentence.
Here are some previous mistakes that I got wrong when I fucked up. So, you're likely to make a lot of mistakes using Duolingo, and that's part of learning a new language. So you might have to come to the practice hub from time to time to review mistakes. So here are my mistake reviews.
Capi. Offer. Play. The. P. Full stop.
So I buggered this sentence up. So now I have to figure it out again. So it's
Ich, oft, ich, Taste, ich, net, Spiele, Taste, Spiele, net, oft,
I think it's
oft,
oft
Klavier, oft, Klavier,
Klavier.
Klavier.
Excellent.
Got that right this time.
Translate the elephant.
Der.
Das,
Text
Now,
field. Text
the
field.
German word for elephant is
Character
Elefant, which is elephant. I spelt it as elephant in English and I stuffed it, so there we go, got it right.
Atsch,
What do you Atch.
Now this one I got wrong.
Atch.
You need to
Button.
hit the one that says ATSCH. Ash.
Selected. Atch.
I'm now saying it wrong.
Ich heiße Johann
Translate this
Wolfgang von Goethe.
sentence.
Oh, I got this completely wrong before.
Speak text.
ich heiße Johann,
Ich heiße
heiße
Johann
Wolfgang
Wolfgang
von Goethe.
von Goethe.
Name.
I totally got this wrong. I accidentally put my name is Josef von Goethe. I was meant to put my name is... Oh God, I'm going to do it again. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Oh shit, hang on, I got the wrong word. Oh, fuck off, low battery.
Goethe.
My name is Johann Wolfgang Wolfgang von Goethe. Oh, I can't even say it.
Translate this sentence.
Now, I don't know how I stuffed this up, but I did. It's Vienna. I'm trying to say, Wien ist eine Stadt in Österreich. That's what we're trying to say. So, Wien ist eine Stadt in Österreich. Wien ist eine Stadt in Österreich. Okay, got it.
Great job.
So, for people who want to delete Duolingo, I nearly said it in Chinese. I nearly said Duolingo. That's what it says in Chinese. Duolingo. I nearly said it in Chinese. You're on Duolingo too much when you start using other languages in your speech. Like Duolingo. Duolingo. Right, so instead of deleting Duolingo, no, I'll just speak proper English now. Instead of deleting Duolingo and giving up on the world because languages are so serious, click on this practice hub.
Continue.
You'll earn experience points.
Close. Weekly complete 1 missed review exercise. Start plus 10.
We've
plus.
done that.
Perfect pronunciation.
Now there's perfect pronunciation.
Pronounced words and more. Start plus 20 XP.
If you do these exercises with the tackled pronunciations, you'll get 20 XP points each time.
Plus.
Then there's a plus.
Listen up.
Then there's listen up exercises.
Retry listening exercises you missed and more.
Now,
Start plus 20 XP.
each of these listening exercises are 20 points each. You'll get 20 XP points added to your score. Your total score for all time since you've first joined Duolingo and since, week by week as you go up the leaderboards. So, remember all of that stuff. Duolingo is not a bloody... If you get 6 mistakes, you need to give up for 6 months because it means you're not doing it right. It just means you've made 6 mistakes. And you either move on and come to the practice hub later,
Plus, start plus 20 X, plus,
or
plus 20 XP, button.
You give it a break for a few days and you come back to this hub and you
Start loading.
go back
Ellipsis.
to this practice hub
Quit.
and you practice exercises that you've previously done. So the practice hub will not progress you to new units and new lessons. It's only going to do past lessons.
Continue.
Era.
What do you era?
Era.
Herr Schiller, sprechen Sie Englisch?
So it says tap what you hear.
Read text.
Herr Schiller, sprechen Sie Englisch?
This is a question I've only learnt tonight. And yet it's a new lesson, but it's in the past because I've done this lesson tonight and I'm now reviewing this in the practice hub. The practice hub is essentially your homework. You are not in that section to do new units and new lessons. You are just there reviewing what you previously started over and over again. And yet there are so many lessons there that I've done that it will just mix and match from really easy to really hard up to the present where I'm currently finished learning at. I won't progress any further in the course until I leave the practice hub and go back to the learning section where you move on into the lessons. So
Herr Schiller, sprechen Sie Englisch?
we are saying, Herr Schiller, sprechen Sie English.
Herr Schiller, sprechen Sie Englisch?
So we got to tap what I hear. So it's Herr
Schiller.
Schiller,
Englisch, Schweden. Kommen Sie.
sprechen,
Check.
where's sprechen,
Sprechen.
sprechen Sie
Englisch. Kommen Sie. Taste Sie.
Sie English. Sprechen Sie English.
What
Okay,
do you button selected?
Evie. Okay.
Ich heiße Johann Wolfgang von Goethe.
Oh, I have to do this again.
Speak
Tap what you hear.
Sehr du Wolf ich bin ich
Ich heiße
heiße
Johann.
Du Wolf bin Johann sehr Goethe von du Wolfgang
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang
Wolfgang
sehr Goethe
von
Goethe
Goethe.
Taste Goethe
Nice.
Got it!
Nein,
Yay!
ich spreche kein Englisch.
Yay! Tap what you hear.
Nein, ich spreche kein Englisch.
Nein, ich spreche kein English. So it's
ich und nein
nein,
Nein,
ich,
spreche ich Taste
ich,
Englisch
ich
Kaffee,
spreche, ich spreche kein.
Kaffee.
Oh, I just put coffee instead of kind. Oh, kein English. So this is like going to school, into the classroom, doing new lessons that you haven't learnt last week. Then you go home and you review today's lessons that you've learnt and you review last week's and the week before's lessons. So you're doing the same thing with this app. This Duolingo app is basically your online classroom.
Nice.
Herr Schiller
Tap
und
what
Frau
you
Klum.
hear. Speak text
Hang on.
aloud.
Herr Schiller und Frau Klum.
Herr Schiller und Frau Klum. Herr Schiller und Frau Flau. I said FL instead of Fla. That ha sound. La. German sound for RA is ha. So Frau.
Tap speak.
Herr Schiller und Frau Klum.
Herr Schiller und Frau Klum. Herr
Kaffee
Herr Schiller
Kaffee
und Frau
Klum Schweden Frau
Frau Klum
Klum
und Frau
Frau
Klum.
Jones, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Oh my God. Oh, this is getting harder and harder and harder. But that's why there is a practice hub for a bloody reason.
Speak.
sind Sie
Speak.
Frau Jones. Frau Jones, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sie Deutsch Frau Sprach
Frau.
Jones
Frau
Jones.
Frau Jones.
sind Sie
Speak text. Tap speak.
Frau Jones, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch.
sind Sie sprechen
Sprechen
sind
Sie
Sie
Deutsch.
Deutsch
Freut mich.
Tap what you hear. Speak.
mich
Freut.
Freut
Freut mich.
Oh, ich
Tap
spreche
what
kein
you hear.
Deutsch.
So it's oh,
ich
ich, ich.
Polizistin
It's like a sh, but you're going like up in your tongue. Ich spreche
kein Lied, sprech Deutsch,
Spreche
spreche,
kein-
spreche alle, wer, kein,
kein-
wer,
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Okay.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
What?
Speak text.
Und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Ah, und sie,
Sie, Schüler,
Und Sie- und Sie-
Taste, Sie, kein, Wasser,
hang on.
Sie,
Speak text.
und Sie, wie heißen Sie?
Oh,
Und Sie, Schüler,
Wie?
Sie, kein, wie, Wasser, wie,
Heißen?
Sie, kein, Wasser, Tee, heißen,
Heißen?
Sie, kein,
Sie.
Sie.
Excellent. Me excellent.
Okay.
Happy. 15 score. 100 score.
Okay.
Continue. 1 score. Perfect. 20.
See, you get 20
Excellent.
experience points each time you do these practice
Button.
lessons.
Continue. Close.
So yeah, if you're concerned about getting rid of a language app that is actually pretty good,
Work heading. Speaking. 65%. Rail table. German.
come
French,
to this
Spanish,
practice hub.
Hebrew Israel.
It's there for a
Arabic,
reason.
Finnish. Italian. Japanese. English US. Braille output. 8 dot. Braille output. Contracted. Braille input. 8 dot. Braille input.
Now,
Course tab. Learning German.
with this
Course tab. Button.
practice hub,
Speak edit words. Characters.
you can practice these lessons over and over and over and over and over until you get it right. You can do it all day long until you get it right. You can practice these lessons forever until you get it right.
Speech on. 9 region tracking on. 41. Finish recording.
Like,
Button.
there's no law saying that you have to finish a unit of a course at a certain time. I haven't actually finished Unit 1 of German yet. I'm just starting on the questions section in Unit 2 because I can finish Unit 1 while I'm slowly getting ahead with the questions section, but that doesn't mean I have to finish Unit 1 in exactly 6 weeks or exactly 10 weeks or exactly 10 days. Like, some people might live in the same section of Duolingo's language courses for several months. So it can take more than 3 months to do Unit 1 of a language course. Like, if I had to do Ukrainian, for example, it's one of the languages and it is bloody hard, it would take me at least 3 months just to do the first 6 lessons of lessons of level 0. It would take me 3 months just to go through 6 lessons of level 0 because I would have to practice over and over and over and over until I can say it and hear it right and read it and write it. Like, Ukrainian is a really difficult language. So is Welsh, so is the other Gaelic languages on here, and so is Spanish. Like, it's going to take me several months just to get through Unit 1 of Spanish. Several months. French, I've read quite a bit of French in my time. I've had to listen to quite a bit of French. So even though I'm really crappy at it, it could take me probably maybe 9 or 10 weeks, possibly 12 weeks or a little bit less to do Unit 1 of the French course. But I don't know that for sure because I haven't tried ploughing through the unit in that much or that little time. But the good thing is there is a practice hub, so you can literally go back and practice all those lessons forever. So the lessons get harder and harder as you go through the learning section of the Duolingo course. But if it's too hard and you need to give up, just use the practicing hub section, because then you're not having to learn new lessons every day if you can't learn that much. You might only get through a few sections of Unit 1 and then have to practice those sections for months. before you realise that you've got it right. And people write on the Duolingo forums about how they do the French course and then they forgot after 4 months. That's because they haven't spent 4 months practicing in the practice hub every day, over and over and over again. And then people say, oh, you only learn what you train. Well, you do, but in reality, unless it's a major emergency and you have to go with certain procedures, I'm pretty sure you can figure out the changes in the situation. Like, if someone says, how are you, you're not going to repeat something that Duolingo said over and over again like a robot. You're going to figure it out and go, oh, okay, well, we're not talking to a laptop today, we're talking to a French person. I'll probably say something really stupid, but it will be the best rendition of I'm good, thanks, how are you going? And at least the French person can coach you in how to say it better, or tell you something that could be offensive for French culture that you don't know is offensive because you just don't know for some reason. Like, some people seem to think our brains are just robotic, where you hear something, you learn something, so when you go into the real world, that's all you're going to know. Yeah, until you hear something external and then you think, oh, Duolingo taught me to say blah, blah, blah. But then you say it and then just say, you know, with that language you might just say, oh, I'm okay, thanks, sorry, I don't speak much, I don't speak much German. So I would probably say something like, es tut mir leid, ich spreche kein Deutsch. So no German. And then in English I'd say only a little Deutsch, only a little German. So then when people hear me making mistakes, they know that, oh, fuck, you know, we can't just go after you for that. We'll just let it slide because you don't know what you're trying to say in another language. You only know your own language, so you're only doing the best that you know at the time in German. So we'll just let some of these issues slide today and deal with it later. But hey, that's good. I'm glad you're all right. You know? Or if they ask me how the piece of sausage is, I'd say, Die Wurst ist sehr gut. Entschuldigung, kein Deutsch. Spreche kein Deutsch, meaning like I'd speak no German. And in English I'd be like, oh, sorry, only a little bit of very bad German, sorry, you know. So then I'd be speaking broken German kind of thing. With a bit of English and German mixed in, so people would know, oh, okay, well, you can't speak properly, that's fine. Yeah? So, like, that's how I would deal with that. That's just how I'll deal with it. You know, if someone asked me in Chinese if I speak Chinese, I'll be like, due, Qingguo. I don't know how to say Chinese, but Qingguo, I think it is. Which, I can't remember how you say Chinese, but I would say something to kind of indicate that I'm not able to communicate properly in the given language that people ask me about. That's just how I would go with the situation. It's just what would happen, you know. So, anyway, I hope that clears up any confusion with the Duolingo Practice Hub. And in Chinese Mandarin, it would be Duolingo. I think I said it a bit wrong because it sounds like Duolingo. Duolingo. It sounds so different from Duolingo. It sounds like Duolingo. Duolingo. It's like they're trying to say duo, but it comes out as Duolingo. Duolingo. It sounds really funny how it's said in Mandarin. And for now, in a number of languages, Shai Chen. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Sorry, I can't say that properly. Au revoir. Can't say it properly in French, but anyway, I tried to say it. And I forgot what other language goodbye is said in, so anyway, I've said it in a few languages. So for now, it is good night. I really hope the people in Ukraine get out of this horrible, ridiculous situation that the Russians have put them in. I find it horrible that Russia has deliberately, for no reason, they've decided to invade a country that is near them just because they don't like independent countries being near them. If you're in their territory, you're part of their domain, otherwise fuck off. Like, that's a horrible way to treat a different country. That would be like me telling my next door neighbour, okay, we live in separate units, I'm telling you what I want and I'm in control of this block of, 4 units. I decide who lives here and who doesn't. You are part of my unit household. Live with me or fuck off. That's like what would be happening if I did that, and Russia is doing that to Ukraine. It's like, live with us, otherwise goodbye. It's like, hang on, Ukraine is its own separate country. What's the issue with it being its own country? Like, why should the Ukraine give up its country and its citizens to become Russians just because Russia decided that we have a lot of, they have a lot of neighbouring countries and, they think they can decide who belongs to Russia and who doesn't. It's bullshit. So, yeah, it needs to stop, but obviously it's not stopping, and I hope the Ukrainians can find a way out of this absolutely horrendous mess that they've been put into by accident. Well, it's Russia doing it on purpose, but the Ukrainians didn't ask. They did not ask to be put in that situation. That would be like me saying, well, I want all my neighbours to the right of my unit to be part of my unit complex. If they don't comply and live in my unit and abandon their units, they're out. So Russia is basically getting the Ukraine to abandon its country to them and, claim that they're Russians and that. It's like they're basically taking over someone else's house, saying, this house is ours now, piss off or accept the deal. Like, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. So, I don't know what's going to happen now. And when Russia finishes invading the Ukraine, are they going to stop there, or are they going to invade lots and lots of other countries? Because there's biblical prophecies saying that Russia is going to take up a massive army against Israel one day, and we don't know how they're going to get this massive army. Is it because they've invaded other countries and physically forced those countries to side with Russia? So that, those countries end up forming armies in the Russian army, so those countries who are forcibly absorbed into Russia by force against their will could then be forced to essentially create new armies for Russia, to create a new massive Russian army. We don't know, because God, I don't know, in the Bible it doesn't say exactly how it's going to happen, but maybe we're finding out how it's going to happen. And I didn't know that it was going to involve the Ukraine somehow. This is not right. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, and now they're trying to annex the Ukraine. This is honestly turning into a joke. It's crazy. And because the Ukraine is resisting, they're not accepting being forced to become a Russian nationality, because they want to be independent from Russia. And Russia said, no, you're not allowed to be independent, so they've started a war. And, yeah, it's crazy. It is just ridiculous what has happened.
57. Finish recording. Button.
So, I guess we're not going to know until next month exactly what goes on over in the Ukraine, what Russia decides to do or not do or whatever. Yeah, it's scary. And the Russian president is poisoning people and getting away with it because he can. I don't get it. I don't get why the Russian president, Russian government would allow such atrocities. But they do. It's scary. It is very, very scary.
Fifty-seven. Finish recording. Button.